E minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Engines full power. And liftoff. Go Falcon, go IMAP, go Swifo L1, and go Carruthers.
And we are flying 3 new missions on a million-mile journey to track space weather. Good looking flight so far. Our tracking cameras getting a great shot as this mission climbs into the sky. We'll be looking now for those engines to throttle down as we go through max Q, the time of maximum dynamic pressure on the vehicle.
Falcon 9 power and telemetry are nominal.
That's right, so coming up is max Q, which is the maximum aerodynamic pressure, largest structural load the vehicle will experience. So slowing it down helps to reduce some of the load it experiences.
Falcon 9 is supersonic.
And that will help us recover and reuse the first stage. Following max Q, we'll be able to throttle those engines back up as atmospheric density drops.
Max Q. And back chill.
T plus 2 minutes into flight, you can see all 9 Merlin engines. You can at least see the exhaust from 5 of them there. Beautiful shot looking back to the Earth. Got a couple quick call outs coming up. We're going to shut off the engine at 2 minutes and 29 seconds. Stage SEP at 2:32, and then our first burn begins at 2:40. Here we go.
Stage separation confirmed.
And there it goes. On the left side of your screen, you can see the first stage booster falling away now. And on the right side, our second stage, flying IMAP, Swifo L1, and Carruthers. This first burn is a key burn, Norman.
Correct. This is where we're trying to make sure that we're getting our spacecraft here in their optimal orbit, just to start off with, before we do our transfer into their higher orbit.
Fairing separation confirmed.
There go the fairings, and now you can see all 3 spacecraft revealed.
So now our 3 spacecraft, IMAP, Swifo L1, and Carruthers, are now exposed to the space environment. So one other note on these fairings, these are new fairings. The SpaceX, of course, is going to attempt to retrieve these fairings once they fall back to Earth. On just read the instructions, that beautiful drone ship that's sitting there in the Atlantic.
And we saw the fairings falling away. I think you still see, well, that might be some debris, but we got a good shot of them falling. And in fact, as you mentioned, they'll be recovering those, and the booster will be landing on the drone ship. The reason for the drone ship in today's mission is because we need all that performance from the rocket, right?
That's actually correct, yes. So despite the fact that we also were launching due east, right, and taking advantage of the Earth's rotation to give us a little bit more
both
energy.
Both vehicles are following nominal trajectories.
All right, so we heard that both vehicles flying nominal trajectories. That is actually excellent news there. But despite the fact that I said before, we're flying due east to take advantage of the Earth's rotation to give us a little bit more velocity here as we got into orbit, so we can carry a little more payload into orbit. We did need all the performance of this vehicle to actually get our payloads to where they needed to go to do all that great science. One more quick call out here on the left there. You see the first stage there. You see the grid fins that are actually deployed. Those are going to actually help guide the first stage back to the drone ship. When that drone ship first starts its boost back burn. Excuse me. Once the first stage starts its boost back burn, the drone ship's not burning anything.
You may have seen some
But on the
soot on that
right-hand
first
side of
stage
your
too.
screen, we are burning that second stage. Go ahead, Amanda.
Yeah, just noticing here in the great views of that first stage, you may see some soot during the upcoming entry burn and prior to launch as well. So during the entry burn, that will be the second of 3 total burns. Falcon 9 will be decelerating by reigniting 3 of these Merlin engines on the first stage, and that will cause the vehicle to fly through Merlin's exhaust gases, or the rocket's plume. And that's what deposits the layer of soot on the vehicle's surface. It comes from the carbon-based fuel that Falcon 9 uses, and it builds up a little bit more on the outside of the vehicle, which really gives the Falcon first stage fleet the distinctive reused look. So we're looking out for that entry burn coming up shortly. The recovery and reuse of the first stage is what allows us to refly the most expensive parts of the launch vehicle, and that drives down the cost of going to space. When costs are lower, both government and commercial customers can launch more missions, especially in the form of ride shares like today's, and that helps to accelerate research and development. We're looking for that entry burn in just under 20 seconds from now. You'll be able to follow along with the Merlin engines relighting on the first stage with the telemetry on the bottom of your screen.
Stage 1 entry burn startup.
Stage 1 FTS is saved.
And there we heard it. That's the first call. That's the call for the first stage entry burn startup. We're going to be looking for entry shutdown here in a few seconds, and finally looking at landing burn shortly thereafter. So stay tuned.
This is the second flight of this booster,
Stage
and if
1
all
entry
goes
burn
well,
shutdown.
they'll bring it back down and fly it again.
Stage 2 is in terminal guidance.
Just 30 more seconds on that stage 2 burn. And then we'll cut it off and coast for quite a while.
Quite a while until we get to the right point in space to fire it again to put us in our final destination.
Just about 50 minutes or so.
Stage 2 FTS is saved.
All right, so we'll be looking for that cutoff on the right-hand side of your screen.
Stage 1 transonic.
MVAC shutdown.
And there you heard it, MVAC shutdown.
Cool views on the left with that booster coming back.
Nominal
getting
park
ready to
orbit.
shoot through those clouds.
That's right, and we're rapidly approaching the landing
It's also
burn.
got some trailing there.
This landing burn scheduled to start in
Stage
just a
1
few
landing burn.
seconds. There it is, starting up. This will last about 25 seconds, and this will reduce the remaining speed of the vehicle for a soft touchdown on the drone ship. Just read the instructions. The booster is also equipped with 4 landing legs that will deploy for a vertical touchdown, so keep an eye out for that just prior to landing.
Landing leg deploy. Stage 1 landing confirmed.
Beautiful touchdown there of the first stage, and that marks the second landing for this booster.
I must say that never gets old.
No doubt. And now, the stack. You can see it's not quite illuminated incredibly well, but up there is IMAP, Carruthers, and SWIFO L1. We will continue to monitor the progress during coast phase, but for now, let's send it back to the host desk with Megan and Kelly.